Wait, that was a terrible
welcome
burp.
to RatSnacks.
Let me try that again. No, that's gonna scare viewers away.
Burping is going to scare viewers.
I noticed that every time we burp in the intro, they click off after 30 seconds.
They're like, no.
Hey, welcome to RatSnacks.
Welcome to RatSnacks, where we burp on the channel, and you guys don't like it. Oh,
Yeah.
I fell for it. Oh,
And
she
if you
fell
do
for
like it, welcome. Stay for a
Welcome.
while.
Welcome, everybody.
And if you don't like it, there are a million other channels for you to watch, not ours.
Not ours.
Because you ain't cool enough.
Yeah. Exactly, stinky. No, that's not what I needed.
Get a comment that says, actually, I don't like when you guys burp. It's a little annoying. It's not professional.
It's not professional. I need some of that nice professional corporate Let's Play.
I need
not
a
genuine
clean
human being.
PC
Wow, what was I
Let's
doing?
Play.
PC Let's Play.
One where they say things like partially cloudy instead of mostly cloudy. Things where what else was it? Did it change?
I don't know.
Because we were
It's
walking
a
and
Carlin
talking
bit,
earlier.
so yeah.
Oh, near miss instead of near hit.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah, so we're like George Carlin makes like this. Oh my.
don't mind me.
Oh my God! I thought you were better with your keyboard and mouse. George Carlin has this great bit where he talks about like American language. I mean, he always talks about American language.
That's his thing.
That's
He's
his
talking
thing.
about
He
Americans
loves
and language.
But
Oh, well now
he was like, why do they call it a near miss instead of a near hit? Because if it's a near miss, that means they hit.
Yeah, exactly. They nearly missed.
They nearly missed. It doesn't make sense. I
It
mean, none of
doesn't.
English really makes sense anyway.
A lot of English, yeah. I'm sure a lot of foreigners can attest to that.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, that's why they say English is like one of the hardest languages to learn, right?
I think, yeah.
What are we doing?
Killing these people.
No,
Whoa,
I mean,
it gave a
Sabrina,
butterfly. What the hell?
why are we here?
Why are we here? Well, because we're a dragon, and there's plenty of treasure for us to grab.
No,
here. I haven't-
Sabrina, think
Sabrina,
deeper
why?
than that.
Deeper. Why?
Why are we here?
Yeah. Why did they put us, this beautiful purple dragon, here?
No, Sabrina, you're not listening to me.
Okay.
Okay? Why are we here? Read that again.
Read that again.
Why are
I
we here?
Hate that.
Yeah.
It makes it sound like much more important than it actually is. Let that sink in. Say that again. I'm not talking about these people. This isn't about colors.
Oh my god. Oh, okay, we're just complaining about like TikTok videos doing that like false like importance shit.
Yeah.
Where it's like blah 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 blah. And this example, we're not talking about this, the most
Yeah.
obvious thing in the world. This can be applied to other things. And then people are supposed to look at it and go, wow, that's so deep.
I really, truly feel blessed.
Like
I can't remember. Did I do this?
something. I'm trying to think of an example I can make
I did.
here. You don't always have to
Orange.
eat cheese if you don't want to.
This isn't
eating-
talking about cheese.
We're not talking about cheese. For whatever that
Because
means.
there's so many different. What is the thing? Like, I can't remember what it is. I think it's for like polyamory or something, where it's just like, oh, your favorite ice cream could be chocolate, but you're never only gonna eat chocolate ice cream. This isn't about ice cream.
No.
Deserved.
No, all the polyamorous people are gonna comment in the comments and be like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
They're gonna turn into chimps, apparently.
I mean, they all look like that.
Like this guy. Did that gem fall with him? Oh, never mind.
Oh,
yeah,
what?
an extra laugh.
Oh,
Hi.
that is a life. Why did you
Is he
get
gonna
that out of
attack me?
nowhere? That thing's
He's so big and
actually
imposing.
horrifying.
Yeah, is he gonna like charge me? No, he's just gonna stand here.
Do you know who he reminds me of?
Dang, he just buys.
Have you seen that one cartoon way back in the day? And
Maggie and the Ferocious Beast or something?
Yeah,
that was one
like a
of my
polka dot-
favorites, and then they just stopped playing it.
I've only seen it once, and it was when I was at the dentist's office.
The dentist, you're like, what in
Yeah.
the hell?
Something I didn't
What is
have.
this?
I didn't
Can I
have
jump on
cable
that thing?
TV growing up, Sabrina.
Yeah, you didn't.
So the only times I get to watch like cable TV growing up was like if I went to Wisconsin Dells, like a hotel or something. Wow, that's actually gorgeous. Hey, look at the sunset.
Yeah.
Sparrow's what do you think he's thinking to himself when he looks out at the sunset like that?
Let's see.
What is my
First.
what is my purpose?
What is my purpose in this society?
I'm I'm purple. I've got big horns. I ram things. And I've got little wings that don't really do much.
Yeah, they're just kind of here.
Life is good.
Life's good,
Why are you
man.
panning up to the sky like an anime?
Yeah, or the
You
title.
got
title
okay.
sequence
Look in front of you and then pan it up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's anime.
That's where
as
it
fuck.
happens.
I honestly forgot what we were talking about.
I don't remember either.
It's not like it was important. It's not like anything we say on the show is important.
Yeah, here in RatSnacks, nothing we say is important.
If I hear you say here in RatSnacks one more time.
Okay. We're not here, and
What is
we're
he
definitely
doing?
not RatSnacks. He's fucking lifting the stairs for me.
We don't have time for this. No, we do have
and he
time
goes,
for it.
ow, when I kill him, and he goes,
Yeah. So,
yeah.
you want to talk about what happened fucking like yesterday?
Oh, yesterday, yeah. We had quite a doozy yesterday, ladies and gentlemen.
Why do you say it like that? I hate when you talk like that. We had quite a doozy.
We
yesterday,
had
gentlemen.
quite a
Hold on, let's hear
drink.
it. This guy has to say.
Spyro, you're not afraid of those big, noisy, gigantic, awful beasts, are you?
Of course not.
I didn't think so.
Hang on.
Hold on.
Hang on.
What?
Hang on. Hang on. Hang on.
What?
Hang on.
Spyro,
This
you're
fucking
not
guy, hang
afraid
on.
of those big,
What?
noisy, gigantic, awful beasts, are you?
Why are we doing this to him?
Sorry.
This dragon, his name's Zane. You know what he looks like? He looks so tired.
Yeah, he
He
looks
looks-
very sleepy.
He's the kind of guy who puts on one of those sleeping caps. You know, the ones that look like Santa hats.
The shoe me.
Yeah, the hawk shoe. He's got the pajamas on. That's the exact kind of guy I'm thinking of when I look at him.
Does he wear them to his pajamas?
Peter, you brought the horse to the pajamas.
The horse.
I
Oh God.
don't remember what it is. Okay.
Well, yeah, about what we did yesterday. We finally sold a car that's been in our family for a while, and the plan was go
sold
out.
it like we were a dealership.
Yeah.
No, we were trying to sell it because Sabrina wanted something more fuel efficient.
Yeah. So.
Because this car we have gets 12 miles a gallon.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's not the spark plugs, it's the actual car itself.
What?
What?
Okay, never mind. He did drop the gem. I thought the gem went under him.
Okay.
But okay, whatever. Yeah, continuing. We went out of town to sell a car, bumfuck area first of all. But that's where the dealership was. So
No, just fucking call it the area, the whole
okay,
state.
fine. The whole state, Indiana. No reason to ever go there.
You stupid! You got played. You thought you were cool. You thought you had this. No, you got played.
You
He
got
had you. He
played.
played you like a fiddle.
He played you like a fucking fiddle. I think you always have to like go earlier.
I'm upset at that.
I'm upset about that.
We never finished
right.
our story.
We never will. Not as long as I'm playing this game.
Go
didn't
ahead,
even
tell the
talk to him.
story. I'm so excited. I need to
Yeah,
hear
I'm
it.
so excited. We went to bumfuck ass Indiana, and I'm sorry. No, I'm
Don't
not-
say you're sorry. The whole
Don't
fucking state
apologize.
sucks of Indiana.
The whole state is just like driving through it was fine because you're on the highway, and then when you
Thank you for releasing me.
fantastic.
Who cares? Fuck
Yeah,
him.
he's like, fuck them. Let them
the
finish their
microphone.
story. Literally fucking awful area, but that's where the dealership was. First of all, the car that I wanted to buy was not advertising that they were a dealership.
Yeah.
But the only reason I knew is because the day before we went, Ivan was just like, you might want to ask, because this just seems odd.
Well, because
but-
I saw in the pictures like this is in front of like a dealership building,
No,
and they're
fair.
not advertising that they're a dealership. That's kind of scummy behavior. First of all, if you're a seller on Marketplace
Yeah, on
and
like
you're
an
a dealer
independent
and you're
site,
not, and you're on an independent
there's
site
so
and you're
many
not advertising
websites for
that
you
you're a
to
dealer,
use as a dealer.
that's scummy behavior. And two, I think you have to legally disclaim that you are
I'm
proclaim
sure
that you're a
it's
dealer.
probably like some garbage where it's just like, oh, if they don't ask, who cares?
Or it's probably some garbage where it's like, well, my friend asked and he doesn't work at the dealership, so it's okay. I'm selling it.
Yeah, I'm selling it through him or whatever. Some
One,
garbage.
that's scummy ass.
Wow, my
behavior.
god, this
And
camera's
two,
actually awful.
you're not building a good customer base. It's not a good way to run a business.
No, it's
So
not.
it wasn't advertising that it was like this car that we were trying to buy, not advertising as a dealership.
Yeah, but basically we got stuck in Indiana because we went there, sold our car because we literally sold it next door to the dealership. I let them know that I was coming a day in advance, and then I let them know the day we were going. Yep, we would be there at this time. Literally, as we were walking to get the car because we saw it was in the lot, someone left with it. And they're just like, oh yeah, sorry, it's a test drive, but she seems really intent on buying the car. It's just like,
motherfucker,
okay.
we set an appointment.
We looked at each other and we were just like, okay, well, time to see where the train station is or something.
The plan was simple. Like, we were gonna sell our car and meet up with this buyer who wanted to buy it, and he was coming from Ohio, so we were gonna meet up halfway in Indianapolis, where we could not only sell the car in the same day, but also buy the car in the dealership next door. So we would be out of car for maybe just 2 hours, considering how much dealerships take time to do all the paperwork and stuff. So we sold the car. We walked over to the dealership, literally just next door, and as we walked through the fucking car that we were trying to buy, pulls out. Very distinctive car. Motherfucker. We saw that, and then we walked into the lot, and we were just like, hey, we were here for the appointment for this vehicle. We just saw them pull out, and the guy, and I'm assuming he's one of the owners of the dealership, was like, let me go ask.
Yeah, like, let me see
like,
what this is about.
motherfucker, we set an appointment.
Like, based on the message I got on Marketplace, like, when we got home after taking a fucking Greyhound, because guess what? This bumfuck area somehow doesn't have trains running on weekends. What kind of city? It's literally the main city in that state. Yeah. How do you not have trains running? So we had to take a fucking bus home. Like, yeah, it was the Greyhound, and it's basically another train, but it's just like, it took a fucking 4 hours. It was super cramped and uncomfortable.
Yeah,
awful experience.
Like, we left that parking lot. Like, those guys had nothing that they wanted to do with us. They didn't want to talk to us. Didn't want to fucking look at us. Yeah. And when the lady came back with her mom, with the car that we wanted to buy, we were just like, we were looking at that car too, and then her mom was like, "Well, we think we're gonna buy it."
Yeah, they're like, "No, she's definitely buying it."
And then that's when I was like, "Sabrina, fuck it, let's go." So we went back
cut our losses.
we met up at a restaurant. So we sat next to the restaurant over there to kind of just figure out what to do, and I was seething, dude.
Yeah.
I was so upset.
That restaurant was literally the only good experience there. It was right next door to the dealership. Indian owned, fantastic butter chicken, and their Philly cheesesteak was really good too. And the guy was super nice too, because he was like, we wanted a naan,
the seller? Or I'm a buyer?
The seller. Well, I mean, of course, yeah, the gentleman who bought the car, yeah, he was a sweetheart. His brother was really nice too. But I'm saying, like, the guy who was in charge of the Indian place when we were buying.
I didn't even pay attention to him.
Okay, fair.
It's like, he's like, whatever. He's just doing what he has to do. Whatever.
Yeah. I mean, he was just nice enough to explain, like, hey, we don't have, like, naan because the new oven we have doesn't work, but we have this, like, alternative that we can make, like, on the stovetop.
Sabrina, who gives a shit about that?
Who gives a shit about that, Sabrina?
Like, okay, I was seething upset, and so was Sabrina. We were just sat there outside of this Indian restaurant without a fucking vehicle, and it's like 6 hours to get home.
Yeah.
So we were just like, well, what the fuck do we do? Do we pull up a train? Do we get an Uber to a train? And that's what we did. We got an Uber to the train station, only to find out, yeah, hey, trains don't run on a weekend.
Yeah.
Here in all the fucking places. I literally
almost like forgot that Greyhounds existed, and I was just gonna be like, I think I have to see if my sister can make the trip out here.
And it's like, we didn't clear out the car beforehand before selling this for whatever fucking reason. So while we sold the car, we had to pick up everything with our hands and like fucking walk it out because we were stupid.
Well, it's just also we bought like some stuff for like the drive.
Oh yeah, we did buy some stuff for the drive.
Jeez, they attack faster than I thought.
But it's like, we were walking around in like bumfuck Indiana with like this amount, like, we bought, what did we sell the car for? Like $4 grand.
Yeah.
So we literally have $4 grand in our pocket, cash.
In Indiana,
bumfuck nowhere. Everybody who walks past us or drives past us is looking at us.
Oh, yep.
Well, they're looking at me because I'm like the darkest person there.
In the state, yeah.
In the state.
You really aren't, but okay.
So we get an Uber to the train station.
Okay.
Trains aren't running. So now we're just like, shit, what the fuck do we do? Mm-hmm. Thankfully, they have a Greyhound bus. We've never been on a Greyhound bus. And if you don't know what a Greyhound bus is, it's basically like long train. It's like just public transport, but longer. Like long distance public transport.
Yeah.
So Sabrina got
With
us
the toilet
tickets.
in the back.
We kind of condensed everything we had into like our bags that we carried, like our just sling bags. Threw out a bunch of stuff. And then got on this bus for which we had a problem with seating.
Yeah, it was really annoying.
Okay, before we talk about the bus, can we just talk about the fucking train station there, the train station bus joint? Because they were selling jewelry.
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
It was just like as we were getting up to pre-board, because they do that too, where it's just like, okay, time to pre-board
like
everybody. Yeah. So it was literally a food stand, and I was noticing they had like mannequin heads. I was like looking, I'm like,
yeah,
oh, they're wearing jewelry. Is this just like weird design? And it's like, no, they had price tags. So they're selling this like
I did
super
not
cheap,
believe you when you told me this shit.
super cheap, but like pretending like it's some luxurious thing. Like, oh, we sell food and we have jewelry for you, so you can look nice when you're traveling.
They're selling fucking costume jewelry.
Literally, and I'm just sitting there wondering, like,
oh my god,
who
we're
is
getting
this for?
our ass handed.
Yeah, we are.
They're selling costume jewelry for premium prices because the people in Indiana don't know what the fuck real jewelry is. I'm sorry, that's the impression that I get.
I don't know. It was just generally an awful experience, but like it helped us in some way because it was just like necessary bitterness, honestly, to be like, well,
yeah,
we're definitely not doing shit like this again, and took the 4-hour fucking flight to be like, well,
flight,
yeah.
Flight.
Felt like we were flying. I was flying in my seat.
Oh, you fucked up.
Okay, I did fuck up. What the hell?
How many
those are
deaths
usually
is that
like
this
I
episode?
have no idea. Those are usually like an easy fucking thing to make. I don't know. Sometimes it pisses me off. Having to talk and play a game.
I'll talk. Fuck,
is
I'll tell the story.
incredibly fucking hard.
It is hard. I'll tell the story.
That's
so,
okay. All right, he's gonna.
Like
come
we got
closer.
onto the Greyhound, and there was such a problem with arrangement for seating because Sabrina bought 2 tickets, and they put us in completely opposite corners.
Yeah, I don't know
Which
why they
I don't
did.
get it. If you're buying tickets for a bus, like a Greyhound bus, and you buy 2 at a time, those two should be right next to each other.
Yeah,
Because
and
what if you're buying 2 seats for yourself?
Exactly, and then that's why I got confused because we were one of the first people to board. Well, no, we were like in the middle when we boarded it, and
Yeah,
everyone else already had seats, and there were plenty of pairs of 2 that were open.
Yeah.
So we were just like, oh, and he told us
The
explicitly.
bus driver told us, like, yeah, you guys could just kind of sit
Yeah, he's
next
just
to
like,
each
you
other.
sit anywhere if you want to have a seat together, because he noticed, like, oh, well, you're both under her name,
Yeah.
technically, but for some reason they didn't sit you together, so if you just find 2 open seats, you can sit side by side.
Right.
And we're like, oh, okay, and we did that, and then some woman and, like, her child shows up, and apparently they're just part of, like, a huge family.
Yeah, huge group.
Yeah, and then it's just like, oh, these are our seats, and, like, they said it, like, fine, like pretty matter of fact. So it's just like, oh yeah, of course, like we're gonna get up and move as soon as we can. And we did, and then they sit down, and I just hear them muttering about like, man, I paid for these fucking tickets, and blah 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 blah. And it's just
They
like,
said that?
Yeah, and I'm just like, I paid for tickets too, but I know you can't choose your freaking seats. And if you somehow were able to do that, what was it, an extra cost? Or even so, it's just like we still moved. We didn't just sit here and leave it
Right.
at that. Well, like, what's the point in having a fucking attitude? But I mean, that's just
She
how
had
people,
an attitude,
yeah.
motherfucker. The
Riding with
people
her
in
whole
Indiana
fucking
are
family.
garbage, too.
Yeah, I'm sorry, because it's just like, I don't understand. To me, it's like a weird level of poverty where it's just like, how can you afford to put your whole family on this bus to like go somewhere where it's like, are you all moving right now, or are you visiting family? But you can't afford, like, you can't have a car, you can't afford any other alternative, and then you still
They
have
got
the nerve.
nothing.
You still have the nerve to act like
Catch
that massive
him.
piece of shit. I'm doing my best. He's quick.
Yeah,
Okay, there
yeah,
we
that
go.
he is.
Flame range. I don't know if
I didn't
have
notice
gems.
that. I just kind of like,
Well, yeah.
like, we just kind of moved, and like I sat in the seat that I was supposed to.
And it's like, no offense, I got the short end of the stick because your seat was like right there, and I had to stand and wait because
Yeah,
my
yeah.
seat was closer to the damn door,
And there was
everyone
people
else
coming
had to
in.
sit. Yeah, and then there was like another seating issue where a woman was sitting in someone else's seat. They're gonna catch me. Don't worry, that's what the
Oh.
point. Yeah, this side of the level, there's no falling at least.
Huh.
But this woman was like sitting in a seat that I guess wasn't hers, and it's just because like she misunderstood, but then she
Right.
noticed like, oh wait, I'm supposed to be sitting here, and then there was like a couple sitting there. They're like, oh shoot, let's see what we can do. And then one of them pointed out, oh, but this seat right beside us is free if you want to take that. But she wasn't understanding because she was focusing on like, oh, how am I gonna, like, how can we get this done? And I was just like, oh, sir, like, if you can move your bag so she can sit. And they took care of that because, like, okay, now I have to fucking do that
Basically,
just so I can sit
a
down.
huge complication with seating.
Yeah.
Eventually, it ended up with me and Sabrina being able to sit next to each
Yeah,
other.
because, again, there was still 2 seats
But her
available.
armrest was digging into her side. She
Yeah,
couldn't-
'cause we're a
I
couple
tried lifting it up.
fatties.
I could not.
It's okay.
Oh my
Okay, no,
god, you managed to
that's
get
okay.
that. And we sat on this bus for like nearly 6 hours.
6. I mean, I guess, yeah, technically overall, like, the ride was 4 hours, but I think, like, the half hour on each end, yeah, definitely added up. It just was so... I felt myself, like, adjusting fucking so many times.
Well, that's what happens when you have to sit on a freaking Greyhound.
Yeah, it was...
And you're fat as shit.
And you're huge.
But there is a good side to the story.
Yeah.
And we'll tell you next time on RatSnacks.
Next time on RatSnacks, Sabrina kills herself. Okay. I think I have to pee. Sorry, I kind of, like, focused on that.
Let me do the talking for the story.